Where's the money? Right now, specifically talking about the state of the economy. And while it's shown a tremendous rebound from March of last year, that progress appears to be slowing. So joining us to talk more about this, we have senior industry analyst for creditcards.com, Ted Rossman. Ted, thanks so much for being with us. Wanted to talk about first here, the Census Bureau's May retail sales report shows that sales fell month over month. What are some of the possible reasons for this?
That's right. Retail sales did fall slightly in May. I would point out, though, that I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, yes, they were down 1.3% month over month. April, though, was revised higher by almost the same amount. And I think the broader point here is that they're plateauing at a high level. March in particular was a really tough comp. March was the month that most Americans received $1,400 stimulus checks. And the fact that April and May more or less matched that elevated level, but without stimulus in April and May, I actually see that as a positive sign.
That actually leads in really nicely with our next question, which is actually about stimulus checks. We know that those were a big factor over the past year or so. How influential were those stimulus checks? Could there be an argument, based on what we saw with the previous ones, made for more of the stimulus to come?
I think consumers would love it. I think that policymakers are going to have a hard time pushing that through from a deficit standpoint. But consumers use these really wisely. We actually saw a lot of people make tremendous progress last year, saving more and paying down debt. We saw the personal saving rate hit a record high, and we saw total credit card balances fall by 17%, according to the New York Fed. So stimulus was huge. People saved more, they spent less, they made debt payoff a priority. That's great for people's personal finances. I'm worried, though, that the new habits may not last. We're already seeing evidence of increased spending, which is good for the economy, maybe not for your credit card balance. 44% of Americans told us that they're willing to take on debt in the second half of the year for non-essential purchases. That worries me just because credit card rates are really high.
That's really interesting that you mentioned this, because we remember reporting this, I want to say just a week or two ago, where we said that we were seeing more people that were willing to go into debt just to treat themselves. Given the year that we've had, they're willing to do this. And it sounds like you might think that this is a bad idea, but go ahead and tell us your thoughts on this.
Taking on credit card debt for that purpose, I think, is a bad idea, because most people are paying 15, 20, even 25%. So I think everybody's entitled to a little splurge. I mean, yes, it's been a heck of a year, and we're really glad that things are getting better and reopening. But I would urge people to splurge with savings or budget money from every paycheck. Don't go into credit card debt, because that's really going to hold you back. I'd love to keep these new habits going of lower credit card balances and higher savings balances.
It certainly feels good, I think, for the folks who are seeing their credit card debt going down, for those folks who are taking that time in this moment to pay some of that down. Ted Rossman, thanks so much for joining us once again, senior industry analyst for creditcards.com. Hope you have a great day.
Thanks, you too.